Want to increase your sinusitis rating? Let's jump into the 38 CFR and break it down step by step.
Whiskey 9 Yankee 7 November Golf, over.
Sinusitis, that annoying inflammation of the sinuses. The VA rates this by its severity. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what the different criteria are for 0, 10, and 30. In order to look at the rating, you know where we have to go. That's right, the 38 CFR. All right, so sinusitis hits home for me because I suffer from this quite a bit. When I originally got diagnosed with sinusitis, I got the 0%, and this was way before the PACT Act. So trust me, I understand your woes. But I'm going to break it down for you here, and we're going to first use the 38 CFR to do this. All right, so as you see on the 38 CFR, we have a few different criteria. We're going to be discussing the 0, 10, and 30. 50% is a little bit of a beast, so we're going to save that for a separate video to really show the different nuances between 30 and 50. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the 0% criteria. So according to the 38 CFR, 0% service connection is detected by X-ray only. This is pretty straightforward, right? So for me, when I got my sinusitis observed, it was actually done by a dentist. So when I went in for my dental exam, the dentist X-rayed me during my normal examination and noticed I had a mass in my sinus, and then prescribed to me antibiotics to combat that infection, because a part of sinusitis is teeth ache, right? So your teeth can actually start hurting due to the sinus pressure that is caused by your infection. With that dental examination in service, I was able to then claim sinusitis as a service connection prior to the PACT Act. When I got out, I was then able to do the same thing with a different dentist. Then leads me to 10%. So because I wasn't smart while I was in service, I did not actually bring up the fact that I was prescribed antibiotics, nor did the VA catch that. So once I got out of the service, I went to the dentist again, and they found the same thing, and they again prescribed me antibiotics, and I fell under the 10%, which is 1 or 2 incapacitating episodes per year of sinusitis requiring prolonged, lasting 4 to 6 weeks antibiotic treatments, or 3 to 6 non-incapacitating episodes per year of sinusitis characterized by headaches, pains, putulant discharge, or crusting. For most of us, I understand that we don't want to have to go on antibiotics for multiple times a year. The more you're on antibiotics, the less effective antibiotics are. So the one thing to really pay attention to is the second portion of this paragraph, which is the 6 non-incapacitating episodes per year characterized by headaches, pain, putulant discharge, and crusting. That means if you have a runny nose, if you have increased pressure from your sinuses that causes a headache, that also falls under toothaches from the pressure pushing down on your roots. And there's a multitude of pain factors that are associated with sinusitis. Also, the putulant discharge, which is a runny nose, and or crusting around the nostrils from the runny nose. So for me, what the 38 CFR is telling me is the longer I actually document my symptoms, the better it is for me. Because remember, the length of term is 1 year. 6 or more per year. That is nothing, especially if you have chronic sinusitis. Now, we're going to go up to the 30%. The 30% is pretty much the same exact criteria for the 10%, with just a few more episodes and a few more antibiotic treatments. Let's go ahead and jump in. 3 or more incapacitating episodes per year of sinusitis requiring prolonged antibiotic treatment, or more than 6 non-incapacitating episodes per year of sinusitis characterized by headaches, pain, putulant discharge, or crusting. Okay, so in order to get our service connection, the first thing we need to do is get formally diagnosed. Like I told you with me, I got diagnosed by a dentist, whereas other people get diagnosed by an actual ENT, ear, nose, and throat doctor, or from a person who is identifying the symptoms as sinusitis, which could be a normal doctor as well. That's going to be your first step. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to document. I know we don't like doing this, but it is the most important step because that is the only way that they're going to be able to rate your frequency. Because let's be honest, if we called our doctor every time we had a runny nose, that would just be kind of annoying. And we know the VA, especially if you're using VA healthcare, couldn't really do much for you anyway. But what you do want to do is highlight the treatment and its effectiveness. So if you're taking some kind of antihistamine or anything like that, and it just doesn't work, highlight that and make sure that you're documenting it very meticulously. The next step, I'm actually going to just lump two different ones within this one step. That is a personal statement or a lay statement and or a buddy statement. They're both very effective in this. You yourself can write a lay statement explaining exactly what your symptoms are, the frequency, the medication you're using, as well as its effectiveness, and what the sinusitis is actually doing to you on a periodic or day-to-day basis. You can also get a buddy, close family member, or even a coworker to write a statement, a buddy statement or a lay statement, that will then highlight the things that they have observed about your symptoms. So say if you're taking a lot of sick leave, say if you're sneezing a lot, say if you're always in pain, say if you're always complaining about something going on with your sinuses, these statements can lend credence to your claim and help give some context to what's going on. I recently did a video on the ultimate guide on buddy statements. So if this is a route that you want to take, go ahead and look at that video. The link will be in the description below. The golden rule to all of this is the more detail you have in your documentation, the better it is for you. All right, so we have all of our evidence. We understand what rating we're going for. We understand the symptoms, and we have documented meticulously. Next step is going ahead and applying for that claim. 526EZ is going to be your best friend when you're actually going to either submit for an increase or submit for an initial claim. So next we're going to go ahead and get all of our evidence and submit it with this claim. Double check your evidence. Double check your claim, make sure everything is right. The last thing we want to do is have to go and upload more stuff and more things because something is missing. So just go ahead and double check. You have plenty of time to do this, so just make sure it's right the first time. Okay, so you submitted it, you're waiting. Don't be surprised, no matter how well you have documented and how much evidence you have, don't be surprised if they make you do a CMP exam. We all know what the CMP exam is, and we know that it's a pain in our rear end, but it is something that we have to do because it's a requirement sometimes by the VA. So again, you're going to just regurgitate everything that you have in your evidence, making sure you're very detailed, not minimizing, staying as truthful as possible, and letting them know the impact of your symptoms on your life. Boom. And there you go. That's all the steps you really need to do in order to increase from 0 to 10 or 10 to 30. I know I make it sound very, very easy, but we all know there is some time between each of these steps. Sometimes it can be months or a little bit longer. But the steps are the steps. We follow them, we hit every single wicket, and we show the correct evidence. The VA cannot really deny it. And if they do, that's what the appeal process is for. At the end of the day, knowledge is power, and the more you know, the better equipped you are to handle your claim. All right, guys, there you go. If this information was helpful, go ahead and click subscribe, like, and follow. Make sure that you're passing this information to other vets that may need it, because we're here, one team, one fight. This is Jay with TheCivDiv. Strong, stay resilient, and I'll see you.